welcome back to another episode of Cocktails with Ciara. My name is Ciara and I'm a whiskey-loving Irish gal who's on a cocktail voyage of discovery. If you are new here, I have zero professional bar experience other than a passion for making mixed drinks at home and showing you how I do it. So hit that subscribe button, stick around, and we both just might learn something, because if I can do it, you can do it. So in today's video, I'm making another cocktail that I've never made before, and it is one that I am particularly excited about because it is from one of my all-time favorite films. And if you haven't guessed already, of course, I am making a White Russian. Now, I'm pretty sure it is impossible to talk about a White Russian cocktail without paying homage to the absolute cult classic, the 1998 film, The Big Lebowski by the Coen brothers. It is hand on heart one of my absolute favorite films to watch. Between the characters, the dialogue, I think it has one of the greatest movie soundtracks. It's just such a great movie, and Jeff Bridges is one of my absolute ride or die crushes. I fell in love with him in The Big Lebowski. I don't know what it was about his laid back, almost like slovenly chill. I just think he's amazing. I'm actually blushing now that I'm talking about him. So not only am I excited to be making a cocktail from one of my favorite movies, but it is also another cocktail that I have never tried before. I have never had a White Russian. I was very much in my whiskey cocktail comfort zone, but I have to say a coffee liqueur cocktail is one of my favorites. An espresso martini is just chef's kiss. I love them. I am also so delighted to be working with Mr. Black cold brew coffee liqueur on today's video. So if you're into your cocktails, you will probably know that Mr. Black is the coffee liqueur of choice of many of the world's best cocktail bars and restaurants. And I personally have had many a stunning espresso martini with their coffee liqueur, but today I want to try a White Russian. So before we get into the history of a White Russian and I show you how I go about making it at home, I would like to take a second to tell you about my Patreon. Not only is it a great way of supporting my channel, but you can also have access to exclusive content. You can join in on my monthly live stream with my Patreon community, and you can see the footage that is just too tipsy for YouTube. Okay, so without rambling on too much, let's get into the history of a White Russian. So I'm sure there are a few people out there who assume that the White Russian was invented by the Coen brothers or Jeff Bridges, but the cocktail itself actually predates the movie that made it so famous. The drink was invented in 1949 by a Belgian barman in the Hotel Metropole in Brussels, and it was made to honor the US ambassador to Luxembourg. So while you would be forgiven for assuming that this cocktail originated in Russia, it is actually Belgian, and the Russian name comes from the reference to the vodka which this cocktail uses. So after its invention in the late 1940s, the White Russian did spread and grow in popularity. However, it never quite reached that classic cocktail status. By the time the 1990s rolled around, this cocktail was really dwindling in popularity. It really wasn't that well known, and it was kind of on the way out. So then fast forward to 1998, and the Coen brothers' The Big Lebowski is released, and this movie becomes an instant success. It is an overnight cult classic. People absolutely adore this movie, in no small part, I assume, to the beautiful Jeff Bridges, and he is a massive fan of a White Russian. He drinks, I think, about 7 or 8 of them in the movie in total. He's shown making them. He has them in so many different scenes. The White Russian explodes in popularity. It really is shot to superstardom because of this movie. Cocktails are a lot like clothing in that they can come in and out of fashion, but I don't know if we've ever seen such an overnight surge of interest in one particular drink, and I think that is the power of movies and popular culture to really dictate what people are drinking. So now that I've given you a little bit of history on the White Russian, let's get into its ingredients. So there are a few different ways that you can make a White Russian, and it all depends on your personal preference. However, I am going to be sticking as closely as possible to the dude's version in The Big Lebowski because it's just the one that I'm the most curious to try. So the traditional White Russian is comprised of a vodka, a coffee liqueur, and either a milk or a cream. So for our traditional White Russian, I'm going to be starting with some vodka. You could use some Russian vodka if you like. I have some Absolute here. I'm going to be using some beautiful Irish milk. We have absolutely stunning milk here. here, so I will be delighted to include it in a cocktail. However, you could easily substitute this for any kind of milk alternative. You can also use cream if you like. Now, obviously the star of the show is going to be the Mr. Black. It is such a gorgeous cold brew coffee liqueur. If you have not tried it, you absolutely must. Not only are they distillers, but they also roast all of their own coffee beans, and that is where that amazing flavor comes from. They use 100% Arabica coffee beans, and they sweeten them with a little bit of Australian cane sugar, so it's really balanced and not overly sweet, which if you follow this channel, you will know I don't like when liqueurs are overly sweet, so this is why it is my personal preference. Mr. Black have also very kindly given me a premium bar toolkit to give away to one of you lovely people, along with a Mr. Black gift card, which actually sounds so stunning. So I will leave all of the info for that competition in the description below and how you can enter. So now that I've taken you through the history and ingredients for a White Russian, let's go ahead and actually make this drink. So let's start off by adding a nice bit of ice into our tumbler glass and get that nice and chilled. We're gonna pop in about 30 mils of our vodka to start. Then we're gonna go ahead and add 30 mils of our Mr. Black cold brew coffee liqueur and pop that in on top. Oh my God, the smell already is amazing. And then we're gonna finish it off with about double that, so about 60 mils of our beautiful Irish milk. Oh my gosh, already the color is gorgeous. Oh, it looks like the most beautiful iced coffee, except we know it's gonna pack a little bit more power than that. And that is basically it. It is such a simple, easy cocktail. I'm gonna make another version of the White Russian, and it's basically going to be using 60 mils of our beautiful Mr. Black and then topping that with milk, because this coffee liqueur is vodka based. So you're gonna be getting the same flavors. So I wanna try both just to see which one I like better. So we're gonna do this fast because I don't want anything to melt. So we're popping in our ice. We are gonna go in with 60 mils, as I said, of our Mr. Black straight on top of our ice. And then we're gonna go in with the same amount of milk. And again, you can use a milk alternative if you want, it's absolutely fine. But now all we're gonna do is give our White Russians a quick little stir, and our White Russians are ready. I'm actually very excited that I have two to enjoy and that I can do a little bit of a taste test. I have two different glasses so I can tell the difference. So if you will join me over on my cocktail drinking chair, let's have a drink and see how they taste. Okay, so we are back in the cocktail drinking chair. I have two fabulous White Russians that I am absolutely dying to try. I think I will try the traditional vodka version first, and then I will try the 60 mils of Mr. Black a second. So let's start with this one. Cheers. Oh my goodness. A White Russian is just as I imagined it would taste. It is not overly creamy, not overly sweet, but very, very enjoyable. It's kind of like a dessert cocktail. Now, before I make my mind up, I'm going to try this version, which has no vodka, but it has 60 mils of the Mr. Black, which is the vodka-based coffee liqueur. So let's try this one. Oh, that's very good. They are so similar. But this one, as you can imagine, has more of a coffee taste to it, which I think I prefer. It actually rounds the drink out a little bit better, I think. And the fact that it's a coffee liqueur based drink, I think I would go for this, especially if I wanted the after dinner slightly digestive experience, but that has that nice coffee sensation. To be fair, they are both delicious, but I do think that this one has a more rounded, just coffee flavor in general. It is really, really good. I would love to know how you make your White Russian. Is there a different way that you make it? I know that some people shake the cocktail. Again, you've got your cream, you can have your milk, different types of milk. So I would love to know, if you are a fan of a White Russian, how do you make yours? This really was one of those new cocktail experiences that I was pretty hyped about, not just because of my love for the Big Lebowski and Jeff Bridges, but I was just very, very interested to try this, and I really feel like it has more than lived up to my expectations because it's such a simplistic cocktail. The ingredients that you use are so, so important. If you haven't already tried Mr. Black, you absolutely must. I will leave a link to all of the stockist info in the description below, along with the details for that giveaway. So don't forget, you can enter that in the description. description. And as always, please do let me know what other cocktails you would like to see me make here on this channel. If there are any iconic movie cocktails, I'm always open to hearing about that as well. So just leave me a comment and let me know. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more easy cocktails that you can make at home, I will leave a playlist up here. And if you have not already, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week and I would love to have you back for more. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next one. Cheers!